Alright, welcome to Game 3 of our Best of 5 series. It's going to be between Franscar and Myrault. Spawn in the bottom left side is our pink Protoss, Franscar.
And in the top right of the map, we have the orange Zerg player, Myrault.
Yep, and this is going to be the map match point. And yeah, it's going to be PvZ. Our first matchup that we haven't seen on this map. The other matches have been ZVZ and TVZ. So we're just going to see how this game turns out. First things first, Probe Scout by Franscar dropped down the pylon at 9. Sorry, at 10. Wait, no, 9 pylon. And scouting. Gonna see that there is a gas and a spawn pool at the same time from Myrault. Myrault likes to do this on two-player maps. And what Franscar is going to do is he's going to retaliate by throwing down a forge. He sees that there is no hatchery placed down. He's probably bringing a probe right now at this very moment, which he is. Going to drop down that forge.
And yeah, pretty standard stuff. Just going to go ahead and wall off here. Sees the early pressure coming because of the extractor, because of the spawning pool. Going to recognize what the problem is. And yep, there goes the forge immediately. Knows what he needs to do to be ready against any crazy Zergling attacks that have come early on in the game. Spawning pool just about to finish. Those Zerglings are just a little bit on the way out yet. And the next is going to get thrown down regardless.
Yep. And yeah, interestingly enough, Myrault has stopped gas. He's just going to get the speedlings. Of course, actually it's not odd. Zergs will not go for any like one base layer attack unless it's like a 2-inch drop. And yeah, we have the 6 Zerglings out now.
Yeah, it's a good number of lings.
Yeah.
They definitely want to kill stuff. Especially with that speed upgrade, definitely. They're not just for scouting. 2 of them are going to peel off and try to kill this probe before it gets the full scout off on in the main. But the probe saw all the lings regardless. So Franscar should be ready for this. Yep, immediately throwing down more buildings for that wall. Getting a cannon, getting a gateway, allowing the Nexus to finish. This isn't enough Zerglings to scare them into finishing, or into canceling the Nexus, especially if this cannon can come up before the Lings try to get the run by.
Oh, great block.
Clutch block.
Clutch. And yeah, so a few Zerglings will sneak past. They do have speed now. But with only 2 Zerglings, there's not that much you can do. In fact, probes themselves could probably take down these Zerglings, no problem. Gonna target down 1 probe, perhaps. Nope. Great micro pulls back the weakened probe. 1 Zergling does get taken down.
Yep, getting zapped by those probes hurts a little bit more than you would think. Managed to kill one of those Lings. Man, that was such a clutch block. I'm still kind of stuck on that. All right, but either way, the Ling is inside, getting a full scout off. Should be able to scout everything that's going on inside the Protoss base until we get a Dragoon out or something that can kill it, because Zealots are a little bit too slow to deal with the Speedling, especially with that upgrade. Although if it keeps poking at those probes, he might end up killing himself before he gets that scout off. And actually, yeah, there we go. He does exactly what I called. He's dead. Sorry, Zergling, you could have had so much scouting potential, but instead you got greedy and you got burned.
Yeah, could have, you know, he dreamed about morphing into a Baneling. Until the Starbow devs took his dreams away.
They did. It was so sad. It was so sad for that Ling. He decided life was not worth living. Poked at the probe and ended up dead. Yep. So Zealot running around trying to find this Ling or something. I don't know, looking for proxy craziness. I'm not sure what his intent is, but let's go back there. All right. Third hatch coming up as well from Myrault. Trying to match the 2 bases that Franscar has. No big deal.
Yep, and more Zerglings are out on the map. Gonna maintain some map control. Question is, what does Franscar do? He's following up with a Stargate at this point in the game. Not researching any other upgrades, such as +1. Second gas is on the way.
Yeah, Stargate just about to wrap up here. Lair on the way as well for Myrault. Getting that +1 air weapons upgrade. Very nice. Like to see that for the Corsairs, killing Mutos and Overlords a little bit more quickly than you otherwise could. And yeah, just mining back and forth, getting those upgrades. Actually getting a Corsair now out of the Stargate. Very smart play. Hydralisk 10 coming up in response to the craziness. Ling's trying to get inside, but that 2 Zealot block with the 2 Photon Cannons is definitely enough to deal with this number of Lings. There's no way they're getting through that. Overlord Scout coming on through. Is he going to see... Is he going to see that Stargate? No, he barely sees the Cyber Core, but I don't think he saw that Stargate. Nope. Did not. Checking his vision. So yeah, so either way, both players just kind of mining around 36 to 32 supply, same number of workers for each player. The Lings coming back up with mischief on their minds, trying to kill what they can, but there's really just nowhere to go for them. And the Lurker Den morphing in as well. Corsair here to kill stuff, trying to kill Overlords. It does take quite a few shots, but at the same time, it's actually fairly fast as well. That Overlord is going to die. In response to seeing the Corsair, there's an immediate Spire that gets thrown down. The Hydra trying to kill this Corsair before it gets to the Overlord, but no, the DPS is too low. Corsair takes the kill, gets out of there, out of range of the Hydra, and goes to look for more Overlords to take care of.
Great pick off.
Absolutely.
So we do have some Spore Crawlers coming up. These Spore Crawlers aren't necessarily to deal with the Corsair, but they're more so in case of a DT Stair attack. And yeah, so we do have a charge on the way now with +1. And like you mentioned, the +1 armor, the +1 attack upgrade for Era is on the way. We have a Sentinel coming up. In fact, in the production tab, it's coming up as the old Sentinel icon and not the new model that we have today. And this attack over here with these Zerglings and Hydras is going to be deflected. Too many cannons, too many Zealots.
Yeah, especially since that speed upgrade for the Zealots is on the way. It's about halfway completed. As soon as that happens, the Hydras are going to have to turn around and go home. And Templar Archives being built right now by Franscar, as well as building or bringing in.
And looks like we lost Falcon again. Oh no. The drops are real. Apparently Grey Goo is DDoSing him, and it's okay. Actually, I kind of wonder where the name Falcon Paladin comes from. I should ask him that. Maybe he likes Falcons and Paladins. I mean, I like Born and Franscars, right? So, anyways, we got this nice little attack here. We got Lurkers out. Keep in mind that there is no detection out for Franscar, except for these cannons. So a really early Lurker attack here. Gonna really pressure down this gateway and forge here. Keep in mind that not even the Hydras even have the range upgrade. In fact, the Lurker is gonna do the ranging for him. 6 range there is no joke. In fact, the same range as a cannon, I believe. Or is it actually one below? Yeah, no, never mind. It's one below. Zealots now move across the map now, coupled with these Sentinel and these 3 Corsairs. We do have one Lurker on the way here. Gonna take down the Scorchies. The Scorchies die. And Sentinels. What will it do? It's gonna target down the hatchery. Not a great place to place your DPS. Lurker is gonna be complete now. Is gonna get sight down. The Sentinel could do the little detection thing, the glare, but nope. Not enough energy, backs up. Zealots instead opt to attack into the main base.
Yep, and I'm back. Sorry about that, another internet hiccup. There's something wrong with Skype and Twitch and StarCraft at the same time. I need to figure this out, but yeah. Either way, the Zealot's doing a good job on that harassment, getting up in there, doing a lot of damage. The Lurkers are still going to town on that front door. But yeah, it was a great pickoff, like I said earlier, with the Corsair, managing to take down those Scourge. Hydras finish off the last of the Zealots. All the Protoss elements are gone from the bases of Myrault, and the front door has been busted wide open on Franscar's base.
Yep, and at the same time, that bottom right base is being taken by Myrault. Going to give him access to that third gas. Not as big of a deal as it is in TVZ, but nonetheless, still very useful.
Got some harassment there over on the third base as well. Are those just Corsairs running around? Yeah, just a Corsair group taking out as many Overlords as they can, sniping down 1 more, 2 more. That group getting pretty dangerous as well. The Overlords need to sit right on top of that Spore Crawler, but no, instead they end up dead. Scourge hits pretty good.
Yep. Now, this is what I really like about Franscar's play, because he is contained, but he's still pressuring, and he's still dealing damage, and he's using the Sentinel especially for part of that. And these 3 Corsairs going to snipe down another Overlord.
Yeah, I mean, Myrault doing a pretty good job building Overlords in response to this harassment. He hasn't been really supply blocked for all that long, but another Scourge hit comes on in. How many Corsairs have we lost? 2 Corsairs this entire game. I say that's a pretty fair trade. Trying to deal with these Lurkers, though, might come up and use that ability. I'm forgetting what it's called, though. Glare. It is Glare. Yep. Glare that lets them see what's going on underneath the ground and in the invisible areas of the planet. But not actually planning on using it yet. There are enough Hydras, enough Lings here to kind of scare it off. Throwing down this ward, though.
Yeah, another option is just to get some Storms, since just Storm the Lurkers instead. But if he really wants to do it the best, most cost-efficient way, it would definitely be to get some Observers or some kind of form of detection, and get some Dragoons. More Corsairs being morphed, being warped in. Drone transfer to the bottom right side. A lot going on so far. We even have gravitic boosters for our observers. Gonna increase the speed upgrade. It's a speed upgrade for the observers.
Yeah, that could be nice. We're also upgrading the singularity charge. What's that for?
Dragoon range.
Ah, okay. Attack range by 2. That's really nice for them. Pretty standard stuff, I have to imagine. So yeah, pretty much it's going to be Lurkers, Hydras, Vipers actually on the way. More Scourge as well for Myrault. Big explosion there. Lings trying to get up to join their Lurker brethren. But no, the cannons kill them as well. Scourge dancing around. Pretty much just a contained situation with these Lurkers. Can't quite push in, but at the same time, Franscar doesn't feel comfortable enough to push out. More and more Scourge popping on out. Upgrading to a Hive here. Very smart choice here at the 15-minute mark. You know you're not going to get much pressure from the Protoss player for a while. Might as well upgrade. Might as well tech up as best you can. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. All right, let's see some Ultras up here. As well as another Spore Crawler to deal with these roving bands of Corsairs.
Yeah, and finally, it looks like Franscar is finally moving out with his army. He does have 2 observers now, and he does have a few Sentinels here, but not really sure if the Sentinels are maybe hopefully for some big Nullward connections. And yeah, gonna probably try to take a nice try to get some nice storms, get some nice cost-efficient engagements. Actually, does he have storm researched?
There's a lot of Templar though. Does he really not? No, he doesn't. What on earth? You're right.
That's a big mistake. I think he's gonna realize this pretty soon. I don't think he intended to move out with that storm.
Yeah, there he goes. Heading back on away from the Zerg player. Doesn't want to attack yet. There we go. Has started storm. It's on the way, but that's going to delay the push. Maybe long enough for Myrault to get up a really good response to this. I mean, that was... that actually kind of hurt there. What else is being researched? Anabolic synthesis coming up for the Lings to make them cracklings, upgrading their attack speed by 33%. Ultralisks as well. Anabolic synthesis, that's adrenal glands, rather. I got those two mixed up. But either way, both players going to be both units going to be very, very fast. Lings coming up from the downside, trying to kill what they can, but the Zealots on the top are killing so many of them. Yeesh, that is not a good engagement for those Lings whatsoever. They need to head back to the main group and see what they can do when this attack comes up to get them.
Yep. I think I figured it out. The Templars before were just being used for zoning and intimidation. It's completely Franscar's plan. Nice storm there. Takes down quite a few Zerglings. And looks like he won't be able to engage up with that because he is attacking the high ground. Lurkers are in a decent position. No ward, killing 1 Zergling. The most cost-efficient engagement trade ever. So much cost efficiency. Yep.
A 5th base now, actually. Wait, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, 5 bases coming up now for Myrault, but as well as a 3rd base on its way very safely for Franscar at the same time. The army's heading on to that bottom right base of our Zerg player. Is there enough to defend it? I don't really think there is. I think Myrault agrees as he's pulling his army back. Might come in and actually try to get it, though. The Ultra is leading the charge. Coming on in, huge
nice
storms going down on the Ultras, but not enough to kill them. But that is, whoa!
Oh, nice ensnare.
Ensnare, catching all those Dragoons. They're not going anywhere, but the storms are real. They are just storming non-stop in that little choke that Myrault is trying to run through. Tons of units dying left and right. I think that might have been his entire army just about. Lurkers trying to hold this, but no. Observers coming in to spot them. Another storm catching all those drones as they try to escape. That was a massively successful attack for Franscar. The base does end up going down. Myrault down to 34 workers, down 76 to 142 supply. It is a tentative spot for sure for our Zerg player.
Now here's the problem though. Now Franscar doesn't actually have any observers. He lost those observers in that attack in that one base.
He did. I didn't realize that. That is actually huge.
Yeah, this is a nice attack.
Trapped in the corner. The Ultra's doing a ton of damage. The Lurkers attacking everything as well.
Oh, some big chicken kills. Get the goons. Get the goons.
Oh, there
nice.
they go.
Look at that blue goo. Gray goo. Blue goo's where it's at.
Blue goo. Another Dragoon just about to go down to those Lings. Does manage to survive. The Dragoon ball is here, though. They are coming up as well. The Hydras taking the damage as they can. Another Observer has been replaced in this army, so the Lurkers are no longer totally invisible, but Franscar might just decide to take his ball and go home, having been happy with sniping that base and safely establishing his own 3rd.
Yep. Now, this is kind of where it gets a little bit dicey, because what does a Zerg player do against this composition? Well, that's a lot of Dragoons, so you want to get Zerglings, but you want to dodge the Storms at the same time. So he's just going to have to try to out-macro this Protoss army here. Yeah, the Lurkers are doing quite a bit of damage, though. There's still no Observer around the map. And Ultras, not very good unit against Dragoons. Or more like Dragoons are a good unit against Ultras.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very strong, especially with that range. I mean, Ultras are tanky, but man, when you have 10 Dragoons hitting them at once, it's not that tanky in the long run for sure. So yeah, production tab, we take a look at Mutalisks. We have Ultras, the plus ground Carapace coming up for those Ultras and those Lings as well. There's an Ultralisk. There's one. Has the +2 ground. We do have the Chitinous plating upgrade here. +2 upgrade, +2 armor to Ultralisks. Not been taken yet, but it is available. So we'll have to see if Myrault decides to use that to make his Ultras a little bit more powerful, or maybe he's not going to rely on them enough to bother getting that upgrade.
Yeah, big army moving across the map for Franscar here. Only on 2 base army too. Wow, I'm really surprised how well Franscar is doing with such a economy deficit. A lot of reinforcements out now. A lot of Zerglings here. But as I mentioned, the cost efficiency with these Dragoons coupled with the Templars is pretty insane. If Myrault could get some nice surrounds with the Zerglings, or even some Plagues, I think he could stop this attack. A nice counterattack, they're going to take down this third base here. This is exactly what Franscar needs, what Myrault needs, because if you look at his main base, the Franscar is running low on minerals, as well as his natural. So if Myrault could just keep on making some decent cost-efficient engagements, he'll be able to outlast his opponent and take this game.
Yeah, except Franscar does have a third base at the bottom of the map there.
Oh wait, just kidding.
Yeah, so he'll be okay, I think, for the time being. But...
Oh, I totally forgot about that, yeah. No, yeah. You're absolutely right.
All good. Anyway, the Dragoons trying to get into a position to take down these Ultras from a choked position. Lurkers trying to find somewhere to burrow to take these guys down. The Lings as well, chasing as fast as they can. The Dragoons doing some nice stutter step across the map, killing what they can. They are being very cost efficient, as you said. Hydra's trying to snipe down the Observers. They do manage to get both of them, so that's pretty good. But holy crap, Dark Templar going to town in the main base of Myrault. Going to lose both of those hatcheries.
Yeah.
That might be a fair trade, to be honest.
No, this is a really great trade. He does not want to lose that hive. And that's it. Myrault GG's. Wow.
Woo! Franscar takes the 2-game to 1.